I am resident of Culver for YouTube, Jules Saints. That is my buddy Alan Gallant. That is my buddy Daniel Culver. We're here to talk the movie Shadow of a Doubt by Alfred Hitchcock. This stars Joseph Cotton. He's the man. He's also a cold-blooded killer in this movie.
Yes.
And he is everybody's favorite uncle, Uncle Charlie. And
Oh, yes.
and his niece is somewhat named after him. And
Yes. We refer to her as young Charlie.
young Charlie. Uh, I think that her name is Charlotte actually, but they call her
Yes,
Charlie. I think.
Charlotte Charlie Newton.
Yep,
Yep.
yep. And they basically it's Charlie for short.
Mhm.
Uh, so this guy he's murdered. He's basically what you call a male black widow in a sense.
Yep.
Uh, he's killing wives and ex-wives or whatever, rich women, and taking their money. And he's not the only suspect in the case, but because there's two males who they suspect. That's
Yeah.
sort of the plot
One you
that's
never
going.
see. He's just sort of
Yeah,
a plot device.
that's where I want to start this. What did you? Because Hitchcock is going to go. Okay, there could be two, but we're going to focus on Cotton.
Yeah.
I do sort of wish we would have saw the other male a bit just to tease us, but we don't get that. What did you guys think of that?
Um, it basically, by doing it this way, uh, Hitchcock is telling us that these guys were probably cutting a swath all over the country. You know, they're going from state to state. They're referred to that in a newspaper article and stuff like that as well. But these guys are lady killers, and they're probably both involved in it. And it's pretty clear to me from the beginning that Hitchcock wants you to suspect slash know that Joseph Cotton is guilty.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I could definitely see
So
that.
that
Yeah.
you can build the tension because he's around these innocent people, you know. And then Charlie starts to figure things out, but nobody else is. Charlie's figuring it out, and then the detectives, so that she has somebody to actually talk to about it. But their family is like, doop 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 doop, you know. They don't know what's going on at all.
The two Charlies are the smartest people in the family,
Yep.
basically. That's what you have going on here.
Yep.
Uh, Daniel, what did you think of that? We basically have two killers, but Hitchcock is telling us, "Hey, see Joseph Cotton? Yeah, he's the dirtbag in this movie." What did you think of that?
I thought that was pretty creative, you know.
Yeah, yeah, very great. Um, Charlie, I want to get you guys' thoughts on this too. Charlie is portrayed as a very smart young woman, which great. You want a strong protagonist to go against your antagonist. And I love when she starts slowly coming to the realization he doesn't want his picture taken. And even when they say, "Hey, we have a picture of you," it's like he's a kid. He's so young in the
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah.
He goes,
Which,
"What do
of
you mean?"
course, is he's relieved to see that the picture is of a child because it can't identify him in any way. So, yeah, it's interesting because uh, young Charlie starts out very naive and very enamored of Uncle Charlie. You know,
Yeah.
he's an older, handsome guy who's a family member, might be a mentor or something, you know, and all of that sort of stuff. And then the darkness creeps in. He starts acting weird at the dinner table and saying things about old women, and all sorts of things are going on that start to sort of put cracks in the veneer.
And I love how his sister is just like, "Oh, if you said that in front of my club, they just go like,
Yeah,
lady, are you on something? Like, do you not
yeah.
hear your brother?"
They're very naive, really naive. Small town, you know. It's, what is it, Santa Rosa, California, or whatever.
Yeah, yes,
They're not they're not they're not big city folk at
I
all.
will. I will say and I'm gonna get your thoughts on this too, especially Daniels, because This is where a stark contrast is between Hitchcock and Carpenter. Hitchcock isn't painting. Okay, there's not anything wrong with the town necessarily, but there's definitely something wrong with Uncle Charlie for
Mhm,
sure.
mhm.
Daniel, what did you think of that?
What was the question again?
Oh, what did you think of because Hitchcock isn't painting. Okay, there's something wrong with this town, like the way Carpenter painted in Halloween or of Haddonfield. Like there's something going on in Haddonfield, but we don't have that here for shadow of a doubt. It's there's something wrong with Uncle Charlie for sure. What did you think of that?
Actually, that was a good idea because, it wasn't the same as like with Halloween, like you said,
Yeah,
it's actually a better idea because, well, I shouldn't say a better idea. It's like they're both good ideas in their own way. Um, but it's still a good idea because it's like we knew who to suspect a little bit. And of
yeah,
course we knew who the antagonist was basically.
And
yeah,
interestingly enough, too, about the town thing, it's like Hitchcock didn't want him to be a corrupting influence on this town.
yeah,
It was like
They were
he's
thinking,
isolated from all of that, and the only connection he has, and he has this sort of what would normally be a familial, good, positive connection to young Charlie, but
mhm,
because he's twisted, it's twisted. Uh, and but she's the only one that he really he respects her. I mean, he's going to kill her at some point to try to, but he respects her because she's smart. And she doesn't fall for all of his little shticks that he tries to pull on her. Like he says, "You're naive. You don't understand what it's like out there." Blah blah blah. And then the next minute he's saying, "You're so smart. You're so smart." And he's trying to like get her on his side and do all of this sort of mental manipulation. But
mhm.
he's isolated, and the town is bulletproof to his corruption. So that's
Yeah,
an interesting thing.
yeah, you're right. He wants to corrupt his niece, but he can't.
You know,
She's no, she's too cruel. And the only really sort of edgy place you kind of get in town is the bar, but it's not as edgy as him.
no, it's
And
it's 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 pretty. It's again, it's a pretty white bread bar, even for a
yeah,
kind of a I mean, the girl that's in there that was her classmate in school. She's kind of like, yeah, I lost my other job. She's kind of like this. It's just that's the difference. It's like this is where people go to get drunk. It's it is what it is, and blah blah blah. But it's not like bottles are flying and bikers
right.
coming in and taking over and all this sort of thing. So
No, it's more like, oh man, I'm here, but I don't really want to be here.
right, right, right. Oh my God, the neighbors will talk. That kind
So,
of thing. So it's very much small town America in the 1940s.
yeah, yeah. What did you think of the bar, Daniel?
oh, the bar, I thought it was pretty interesting, because you know, it was a place you know, where she didn't want to be, which was
Mhm.
interesting because, you know, a bar, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but, obviously in this scenario, it wasn't, she didn't want to be there. And, she already knew her uncle was a killer. But yeah, I think they did a good job of the bar scene. And also, I kind of liked how the waitress was someone that she actually knew.
Mm-hmm. The bar also is is an environment that Uncle Charlie is comfortable with. It's sort of a metaphor for the corruption that he's attempting to pull over on young Charlie as well.
Yeah,
It's like
Oh yeah, I could see that.
come into my lair, that kind of thing. And he's having double brandies and she's drinking ginger ale, and so you get that difference too.
and to show how smart she is, once because he starts folding up the newspaper because it has something about the murdered women in it, and he makes it into basically this little house for the kid, and Charlie's like right away. I know why you because it had something about you in it. When she picks it up, he grabs her. "Oh, you're hurting me," because I'm sorry, I was just messing around, and it's like she buys it at first, but then once what really sets her off is the picture taking when the guys come in to take the
Yeah,
pictures because they're
really weird about it.
detectives
Yeah.
to do the survey. They're not surveyors,
No,
but
they're trying to get a picture of him. They
we
suspect him. So, I mean,
yeah,
he's obviously a top suspect anyway.
I do love how they play around with the mother. Like, can we get a picture of you cracking an egg?
Yeah. That's just that's their undercover thing going on. By the way, one of the detectives is McDonald Carey. He's the possible love interest for young Charlie.
Yeah,
He goes on to later fame on Days of Our Lives. He's on there as Dr. Horton for like 500 years. So he ends up on soap operas for most of his career.
yeah. He retired as that character eventually too.
He did, but he was like way up in his 70s when he finally completely retired. They used to bring him
Yeah,
back every once in a while for, Christmas time or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
That's crazy.
He was actually the one that narrated the beginning of the show. Even after he passed away, they kept the narration on there for, like sands through the hourglass. These are the days of our lives. That was his voice every
Yeah,
time.
it still is. Uh, still. Um, yeah. What's some of you guys' favorite scenes in this movie? There's so many good ones.
Tough. I like the scenes that establish the eccentricity of this film. And one of the first scenes that establishes that eccentricity is the one that you just talked about with the newspaper,
Hmm.
because he's really weird,
Hmm.
And another scene that establishes the eccentricity of it is when they're sitting around the dinner table and he has that rant about old widows.
Hmm.
And everybody's response to it's very eccentric and sort of like, well, I'm not going to deal with this on a level of it's creepy. I'm going to deal with this on a level of, don't say things like that in front of my bridge club or whatever it was, that kind of thing. So those kind of scenes really, I mean, obviously, I guess there's no one scene, is what I'm trying to say. Obviously,
Right.
that build intention that comes out of this eccentricity where um, Uncle Charlie doesn't feel like he can just be, evil right out overtly,
Hmm.
because he's thinking maybe I'll stay here, and so,
Yeah.
but he's psychotic enough so that it keeps coming out in small doses, and so his relationship to young Charlie is like that too, and so there are there are a bunch of establishing scenes that just kind of just solidify that whole eccentric sort of reality that this film lives in as it's an early noir film, obviously, but it's also very Hitchcockian in the way that the characters are that way. I mean, you think of like later Hitchcock, like Psycho. Obviously there's some pretty eccentric characters in Psycho as well. Um, so
Yeah.
you're seeing a lot of that sort of character development here. It's very, it's almost melodramatic too. It's not gritty realism like we've come to expect out of these kind of films later. It's very much styled. So
Yeah.
all of the scenes that sort of establish that style, I really like that. I find it interesting.
Now, I would say, I'll wait. Daniel, what's your favorite scene?
I'd say the scene with the newspaper.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really one that kind of really establishes that tension there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. The First of all, my favorite scene is when she walks to the library to find out the missing paper that he took.
Hmm.
That, and when she comes back, not to the library, but she passes the guard again. This time he's following her because she storms out of the dinner. And
Right.
that's when they go to the bar, when he takes her to the bar. That there, because it's sort of his last bargaining chip with her. Like, look, I'm your family.
Right.
Help me.
Help
But
me, don't tell on me, blah blah.
right. Yeah, and that's the last sort of real good interaction they have,
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
if you will.
After
Uh,
that, it's like I'm going to figure out a way to kill you.
yeah, and
Tries it three different times. So
yep, he tries to. We now we don't get an indestructible killer here. We don't get a killer who keeps coming back. I would say our first real taste of that is Faster Pussycat Kill Kill, which we've covered here,
Mhm.
where the girl just keeps coming back, keeps
Relentless. Yeah. Totally
relentless.
relentless.
Yeah. Uh, yes, a woman was your first indestructible, kept
Yeah.
coming back,
Yeah.
indestructible killer, if you will.
Dora Satana.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful woman.
Attitude. Beautiful woman. What an attitude. She was
Yeah.
perfect for the role.
Yeah. All three women were too.
They were. They all kind of complemented each other.
Hmm.
So
Daniel, did you ever see that movie?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
it's classic exploitation film.
yes.
Classic.
Yes. A lot of inspiration came from that film for later horror villains, if you will. Uh,
Hmm.
this too, a bit. He's very stalkerish too,
Yeah.
though you don't see him necessarily do it like watch, but he is watching in a sense.
Hmm.
When the two are in the garage, he's the one who pushes the door shut on them.
Yeah.
This is before the exhaust thing.
Yeah.
And then later, when she goes in there, he turns on the exhaust and he traps her in there. Uh, very, very clever killer that Joseph Cotton plays here. They
Hmm.
wrote this character very
Yeah. It's all very psychological and very,
well.
plotty, sneaky kind of stuff. But he is definitely a socio-psychopath. There's no doubt about it. But he's really intelligent, as you mentioned before, because he says, "Oh, well, looks like I'm not going to be able to kill her this way, so I'll make myself into the hero so that nobody suspects me." And so that's what he ends up doing.
I'm going to tell you right now, he wouldn't survive Mrs. Johnson's boiled dinners out.
No, I don't think so. He choke on that cabbage, no doubt. No, no decent wine to wash it down with either. Mrs. Johnson probably only has cooking
just,
wine loaded with
just
salt.
eat it like I cook it. You ain't getting nothing to
Right,
drink.
right.
She'd give him the sass to. Uh,
Bone dry ham and a
that's right. Oh my god. Oh shit. Great video, by the way. I was the other day
Mhm,
with it.
mhm.
So with this movie, this is one of Alfred Hitchcock's classic. Where do you guys put this with all the rest of his artwork of films, if you would?
It,
I'm not sure.
yeah, it's a unique style piece.
Yeah.
It is a very unique style piece, and it's very much of its time, but it's very interesting as that.
Mhm.
You wouldn't quite do it this way now because of modern sensibilities, but in it for its time, it was very interesting and like its director, eccentric and the characters are very interesting to watch how they respond to each other within the confines of this world. So I would rate it pretty high actually as a style piece. I would say, I mean, God, the guy produced so many great films though. I don't know where to put it. Maybe top 10, you know. I mean,
Pick
there's
this.
so many films of his and they're all almost all really good.
I picked this one because it is my favorite Hitchcock movie.
Yeah,
It's very
yeah,
suspenseful. Um, so I put it very, very high. I mean,
yeah.
no offense to anything he's
No,
done.
you can. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you can put it as high as you want to. It's
Yeah,
a fine film. It
yeah,
works. I'm just not sure where I would put it in my canon because,
he's done a lot.
he's done a lot of stuff. You know.
He did. It's sort of like him and Luton were so good. You know what I mean? Him and Val Luton were so good
Hmm.
on just cranking out these movies that were entertaining as hell and tense. You know, because they were
Yes.
for their time, their horror. It made sense. And it was very, very good.
What do you
Patrick,
mean he cranked them out in tents? He worked in a studio building. They didn't have to use tents.
no, very, very tense movie.
Or
Tense.
Yeah.
movie.
Tense,
It made you
intense.
raise a tent.
I mean,
Okay.
imagine Hitchcock directing "You're in the Army Now" or something.
Yeah,
That'd be so good.
uh,
That'd be so good.
Having
Okay, well,
people
I'm
feed each
ready to
other to
talk
death
about
with
it.
sea rations.
Whenever you want to get this going and get it recorded and turn on that record button, I'm good to go.
well, we're recording, but what did you think of Alfred Hitchcock's Shadow of a Doubt, Patrick?
It needed Victor Jory. There, that's your deep cut.
That's just like I'm bleeding.
But here's Victor Jory played the Shadow.
Yes.
I didn't see it. I just found out about this. I've been moving furniture for like 5 days, so
Yeah.
I'm cross-eyed.
Are you moving or
So
are you helping somebody else?
No. Well, I'm doing a couple of things. I'm renovating a room with a lot of great big, sort of like a hospital waiting room furniture, and then I'm constantly moving around the furniture
Sure.
in this area that I occupy. So just stuff. Yeah, I'm exhausted. So I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
no,
It's
it's
not a
okay.
problem. It's
It's
not a
all right.
problem at all. How
No
many
worries.
times have I decided to take a nap during these things? Come on.
Well, you can decide. You decide. Well, I mean, I think we've all seen
I
you
didn't
take a nap
decide either.
literally during them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you at least don't turn on the camera for it.
It's I was just mentioning that this is kind of one of Hitchcock's style pieces. It's very early noir. It's 43, and it's very eccentric, which of course fits into Hitchcock anyway. But it's also confined to a certain style. Like it's small town, incorruptible America, and weirdo psycho comes to town kind of thing.
We've talked about this, Jewel.
Shadow of a
Brenda and I have
Doubt?
talked about this.
Shadow of a Doubt? We've covered Shadow of a Doubt.
Well, who's the bad guy?
Joseph Cotton.
Who else is in it?
I want to say Hume Cronin is in it. He plays.
Okay, no, we haven't talked about it. I
Um,
never forget a Hume Cronin movie ever.
he's kind of an eccentric character as well. He and the girl whose name is Charlie Newton, and Uncle Charlie is Joseph Cotton's character, so they're both named Charlie.
Oh wait, where's William Demarest?
Yeah, he's not in here. MacDonald Carey plays a detective, but he's young. He's not old and cantankerous like he later becomes.
Okay.
Um, Hume Cronin is Herbie Hawkins, a neighbor in crime fiction buff. And he's Henry Travers, of course, who gets his wings later in the decade in It's a Wonderful Life. Is the father, and he and Hume Cronin's character Herbie are always like having these fantasies about how they're going to kill each other by poison or hatchets or hammers or whatever. They're crime buffs, and they're all doing this. It's very innocent, It's kind of it's eccentric. Everything about these people eccentric.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun that way, and really Joseph Cotton is the only dark, corrupting influence in the whole movie. Everything else is bulletproof from his corruption, either because they don't see it or because they're brave enough to see it and resist it, which is the case in the girl. The girl is the one that sees it. So,
Great movie. I give this a 10. What do you guys give it?
10.
I give it at least a 9 for its canon as a style piece in his great and varied career. Yeah, it's an interesting movie, and it's got some great actors in it. So
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I would say 8.
Hey, Daniel,
Yeah.
go on. I didn't know you were here. That's excellent. Good. I'm on the phone. It's weird.
yeah,
With you
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
What do you give it, Daniel?
Oh, me, I would give it an 8.
Yeah,
There you go.
it's pretty high. That's pretty high praise.
So Is there anything anybody wants to add about this movie before we go?
Life needs more Hume Cronin movies.
That's true. The
After
Hume
looking
adventure is
back.
just beginning.
Isn't he in Judgment at Nuremberg? Is he in Judgment at Nuremberg? Hume Cronin? I can't remember. Because that's obviously a pretty heavy movie. He's kind of playing a fluffy character in this one, but let's see. I was telling them earlier, Patrick, that Hume Cronin used to come up to Maine in the 30s, and he came up for like 10 years and was in the summer stock company of this theater called Lakewood Theater, which is where many years later I earned my internship.
That's great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Filmography would be in the early 60s. Oh no, not Judgment at Nuremberg. Sunrise at Campobello.
Oh, well,
Sorry.
well,
Easily confused.
I like it here.
I mean, almost everybody was in Judgment at Nuremberg. He probably got turned down.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So link to Alan Glant's YouTube channel. Call it Sport After Dark. He's got a new video up. Go check it out. Link
What are we
to
doing next? What's going on? Who are these
whatever,
people?
whatever you want to do next.
How about Spellbound?
Yeah, sure,
Spellbound?
sure. Spellbound. Spellbound.
Have you ever seen Spellbound?
Yeah, yeah, I've seen it.
No,
Not for-
you don't have to indulge me. We can pick something else.
No, don't you like it?
You just said you hated it. You said it was the worst movie you've ever seen.
Spellbound, The Suckage, Part 2.
Spellbound, how I feel about Mrs. Johnson's boiled dinners.
Oh no, that's Smellbound.
Spellbound, the BDSM spelling bee movie.
It's time for a switch.
Oh my gosh. So wait, tomorrow, right? Are we doing this tomorrow?
We can.
Oh,
I can do it tomorrow.
I do it.
Okay, okay. Daniel, you want to join us for Spellbound?
It's a good movie.
Is that an archive or whatever?
Yeah, I'll find it. I'll track it down like the bloodhound I am.
Yeah.
I'll send it to everybody. So tomorrow we're gonna cover Spellbound, which I haven't seen in a long time, so I got to rewatch it for sure.
Livervest.
Yeah,
You'll say that. Livervest.
Livervest. Yes.
Link to Allegalett's YouTube channel, Call It Sport After Dark. It's going to be in the description box. Link to Daniel Culver's YouTube channel, Magic Duff, is going to be in the description box. Link to Patrick McCray's Dark Shadows Daybook of Bow is going to be in the description box. Go pick it up if you haven't already. Have a nice night. Stay safe.
We're getting ready to record about this movie.